Thanks for joining us, Cameron. Look, we saw Labor's polling decline actually stabilise and tick back up earlier in the week. We saw Jason Clare and Jim Chalmers do pretty well in the media. We saw Albanese not do much serious media at all. So it's good for Labor to hide their leader, right?
Look, Anthony Albanese had COVID, and I think that's well known. And obviously, thank goodness, after only 7 days, he's able to come out of isolation. He looked fantastic this morning, walking Toto, but also doing media interviews and being prepared to go to Perth for the campaign launch on Sunday. And in the meantime, Team Albo was out there. And as you said, Jason Clare, sensational. But Jim Chalmers, I mean, what a talent. Jim Chalmers has done phenomenally well on the issue of inflation and really took it to Morrison and Frydenberg on the economy.
Oh, yeah. Well, he gets up there and spouts some lines, but the only policies that Chalmers has promoted during this period is more spending on JobKeeper, more spending on vaccination, more spending on buying an airline. So Labor's policies could have only been inflationary. But coming back to Albo, he could have done more. He was not
Jim announced some savings as well.
Yes.
But the restrictions required Albo after 7 days to rest up in isolation. I think.
But hang on a second. He says doctor's orders. I mean, how do you get doctor's orders? You're home isolating. You just take Panadol. There's no doctor involved. He said he felt fine. We saw in the few interviews he did that he was fine. He just chose not to do a virtual press conference or a virtual speech or a virtual debate. He did a bunch of soft interviews and one tough one. I'll grant him that. He did one tough one with Ray Hadley. It was obviously a political strategy to take the time out from the campaign and allow everyone to forget about his horrible start.
Unlike James Ashby's very clever ad he put out today, clearly he caught COVID, I think at the Blues Fest when he was up there. He had to go into isolation, and I wish him really all the best now that he's out of isolation and back to the front lines.
Well, here he is. Here's what Anthony Albanese said about his time in isolation and what it did to the campaign.
What it's shown is the strength of Labor's team. I have a magnificent team that I lead. We're ready for government.
Yeah, so there they are. That's what Albanese said.